need everybody to stand up for a second.
Okay.
Stand up. Turn to your left. Put your hands on that girl's shoulders and give her a little massage.
Oh.
Give her a massage. Turn to that side. Give that girl a massage too. Alright, cool. Cool. Now that everybody is relaxed, are you ready to receive this giftness that I'm going to give you?
Yes.
Alright, cool. So, I'm just a rapper, guys. Like one day when I get to Oprah level, I'm gonna hand out spa treatments and stuff, but for now those massages are just gonna have to do. And I hope you guys enjoyed them. But the same way that you guys shared a moment with each other, the way that you did, and it's just important for us to carry that energy going forward. Every single moment that you ladies spend today, over the next few hours or whatever it is that may be, will be like planting a seed into what will be your future network. Katso Media, also a product of networks coming together to collaborate and start something new and impactful. So if they were able to bring us here together today, imagine what can happen if we all work together in the future. My pastor always says, a seed may leave your hand, but it never leaves your life. You may all go on your own individual journeys, but as women, there is real power in our unity. A profound strength that can really change the world. Do not forget the people that are here today, and also don't forget the people that you started with. It is not by chance that God has put us all here together today and made our paths cross. Honor these relationships and the memories and lessons that you will learn today, and it will surprise you how the universe will reward you for your heart's loyalty and love. It's also no mistake or small feat that we're all women in business. The hard work and sacrifices that we've all had to overcome to get here are not something that we should take lightly. The opportunity that we all have to be in business, especially in a country where not too long ago, women like us were tortured or even imprisoned for having such ambitions, and even if we did have them, we might have had to leave them to raise our families and communities. It is something that we truly need to thank God for. Although there are so many people in this room today, and in business in general, you in your own individual capacity are unique. You are special and you are chosen. Let me put it to you that today marks the dawn of a new day. I want to ask you to think about the potential that you and your business currently have and how it is never too late to take it to the next level. Now, I know you've worked hard to get to where you are today, but let me be the very first to tell you that you have not seen anything yet. And if your journey hasn't been that challenging, well, keep living, because trust me, it is still going to get real. Even with experience under your belt, it definitely does not get easier. If anything, it just gets harder, especially when you're trying to elevate. As difficult as it is, the real truth is the real grind starts each and every single day. But don't let that scare you. If anything, it should excite you, because that is what life is all about. You cannot go back. All you can do is go forward. So find something that you really believe in and follow it relentlessly. As easy or as natural as it may be for you to follow your heart, it will require more work than you will ever anticipate. It will require a level of commitment from yourself that may often have you looking and feeling crazy, but that's what separates the good people from the great people. A belief that leaves you with nothing to do is an irresponsible belief, and that's exactly the same with the dream or a goal that you have. Yes, with God you will operate with divine ease, but you still need to operate. You need to move, you need to take action. Actor and political activist Bradley Whitford said, every story you've ever connected with, every leader you've ever admired, every puny little thing that you've ever accomplished is a result of taking action. You have a choice. You can either be a passive victim of circumstance, or you can be an active hero in your own life. So please, don't wait for a sign. This is the sign. And don't wait for somebody to help you, because the only person that can help you reach that next level is yourself. Since I was handing out the massages earlier, I might as well continue with the gifts. And my next gift for you all is a reality check. Now, if you own a business, you know that this is probably the one gift everybody loves to give you. And unfortunately, you cannot go to the bank and cash them out, but they will make you wealthier than any amount of money ever can. While chasing your dreams, you will encounter setbacks, multiple setbacks, and sometimes they will come one after another. You will be told no. you'll be told to go back. You'll be told you're not quite qualified for this particular position. And sometimes, even when you tick all the right boxes, your application will still be denied. It happens, and you constantly need to prepare your heart and mind for it. Because we are not defined by these moments. We are so much more than our failures, so we cannot let our setbacks hold us back. In fact, we need to let them serve as lessons to prepare us for our next mission. Have you ever thought that sometimes you're not being rejected, you're being protected? Sometimes it just so happens that the universe is holding out for something bigger and better than you ever expected. In 2012, I was one of 2 finalists in SABC1's live presenter search. I had done countless auditions before that for the national broadcaster and pretty much anybody that had a camera. I even had to drop out of one competition to be a part of this particular competition, and I was so acquainted with so many people that I would work with as the future presenter. Also, I lived down the road from the studio. My competitor would need to relocate to a whole entire different province. I really just thought it would be messy for the production, so I was the obvious choice. Also, I prayed before every single stage of the audition. You know when you go through the armor of God, when you know that verse, you know it. I was like, there's no way that I'm not going to win this job. But when the final decision was made, I was not the winner. To say I was disappointed was an understatement. I was like, I live down the road. Like, you're not going to go get this girl from Eastern Cape. I literally just live down the road. But then I remembered that God will never, ever, ever, and you need to remember this for the rest of your life, God will never ever take your blessings and give them to somebody else. I remembered that His answers are always yes and amen, and I just kept rolling with the punches. A few months later, I won the MTV-based VJ search, and the rest, as they say, is history. Had I given up after that audition, I would never have had the opportunity to work for one of the biggest music channels on the African continent. My brand footprint would have been limited to South Africa, and I would not be recognized in places like Tanzania and Nigeria. And I would have missed out on a beautiful friendship with my girl Youth Love that I still cherish to this day, who actually ended up winning that competition. If I had let rejection cripple me, I would not have been able to move forward onto something bigger and better. May no pain, anger, or anxiety that you may have over rejection make you lose sight of what God has promised. You need to keep moving, and you need to keep taking action. On your journey going forward, you will learn something new every single day. Even though some of you may have studied and even graduated, in life you will always be a student. One thing life has taught me is that victory and success favor the brave. So you need to be willing to push the limits to get to your next level. So as you go forward, my advice to you would be always be willing to take a risk. About 3 years into what was a really great television career, I decided that I want to be a rapper. It wasn't really something I thought about doing before, but when the opportunity presents itself, I just thought, why not? I'm so in love with music, hip-hop music at that, and there wasn't one thing about South African hip-hop that I could not tell you. If anything, I felt like the game really needed an urban female artist that was trying to do things her own way. So, despite what everyone said, despite the fact that I had never written a single bar in my entire life and this could have been career suicide, I did it. I became the only female rapper at one of the biggest and most influential hip-hop movements in South African history. For me, it wasn't about everything that could go wrong. It wasn't even about if I would fail. It was all about when I succeed. I just knew that I could not live my life in fear and that I just prepared for myself for the journey ahead. And that if I just prepared for myself for the journey ahead, I could take that risk. If J-Lo could sing, dance, act, and look good while she was doing it, why the hell could I not? So I studied up on the business and the culture of the industry I was getting into. I met with people who were pioneers and experts in their fields, and I asked a lot of questions. And then I collaborated with people who had expertise and skills to help elevate my music career while simultaneously holding down a television career too. It wasn't easy, and it still isn't. In the beginning, crying and stress seemed like a part of my daily routine. And it was very, very hard, I won't lie. But you know what? I've enjoyed a lot of success since that first initial risk. The first verse that I ever dropped was downloaded over 100,000 times in the first 12 hours. I've since started my own record label called Nomuzi Mabena Music, which has helped me to independently release a mixtape and an album. And last year, I won the award for Best Female Hip Hop Artist at the South African Hip Hop Awards. Growth and change are uncomfortable, but they are necessary to elevate. Sometimes you need to take a risk and do things that no one else is willing to do. In those moments, you need to walk by faith and not by sight. You need to keep moving and you need to keep taking action. Now, unless you guys have been living under a rock, I'm pretty sure you guys heard about how I started 2019 with a bang. So for lack of a better word. I partnered with Volkswagen and Drive Dry to not only raise awareness about the dangers of reckless driving, but to make a real and serious change. We don't want to see another year where thousands of lives, especially young ones, and especially female ones, are lost on our roads because of drinking and driving. We wanted to spark a dialogue between South Africans on how we condone and respond to people that choose to drink and drive, especially among the youth in South Africa. And our aim was to inspire as many drivers as possible to take the pledge and make a positive change. I give my all to my fans, and I had to do something to get people to sit up and take notice. We were willing to risk it all to drive this critical message home, safely and responsibly. If this saves one life, then we were successful, and I would definitely do it again.